Welcome to Commander Tune-Ups, episode number 14.
I'm your host, BZ.
I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
We are equal hosts.
We are. This is a series where we take your user-submitted decks and under your guidelines, make it the best we can. Budget. What card do you want? Do you want a theme? Whatever it is, we will make it the best we can.
This is true.
Now, if you wanted to submit a deck to be on this show, you can do so by leaving a tapped out link in the description below and be subscribed to the channel. That's all you gotta do.
You can also tweet at us at Nitpicking Nerds.
Yes, and you can put your deck list there also, and we will take a look at it. Maybe we'll choose your deck for the next
maybe.
list. Maybe.
Before we get into it, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment. You can even support us on Patreon if you want to.
Like the video.
You could like it twice if you want, but that unlikes it, so...
I don't think he said like.
I thought I did. Either way, we're going to get into the deck right now.
Today is Ken Ryan's.
It's a dumb name.
It's a dumb name.
Yeah, we usually don't make fun of our anonymous supporters. That's kind of a dumb name.
Ken Ryan the Second.
Right.
This man is famous.
This man is famous.
He has no budget, no restrictions, except for he's a spaghetti fan. So
right.
that's why
the commander is Kozilek, the Great Distortion.
Yes, Kozilek the Great Distortion. Why don't you go ahead and read?
I'm going to go ahead and read that right now.
Go ahead.
He is 8, colorless, for a 12/12. When you cast Kozilek the Great Distortion, if you have fewer than 7 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. It has Menace. Discard a card with converted mana cost X. Counter target spell with converted mana cost X.
It's a lot of words.
Boy, is it.
Boy, is it. Not as many as Nicol Bolas, our last one, but that is a lot of words. This guy is...
Huge.
He's strong.
Draws cards, has evasion.
Yeah.
It kills you in 2 hits.
One of my favorite things about this card as a commander is that he gives you something colorless lacks a lot of in card draw.
Same with the other Kozilek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Both of them are. I like them as colorless commanders because they give you the card draw that you might so desperately.
They're really close. One of them has Annihilator 4 and draws 4 every time, and the other one is this guy. They seem close in power level.
Yeah, I agree. I do. The counter on this one might make it better. Who knows? I mean, it's
I didn't know that you could counter lands or discard lands to it.
Yes,
to counter zeros. I mean, that never happens.
Yeah,
but
if
you can.
Someone plays like a pact, so you could.
This is true.
Yep. So Jakes. So, this deck is really interesting, and one of the coolest things in this deck that we're going to get into right away is the mana base. Mana base are usually pretty boring. Usually it's there to make mana, and maybe you got a couple extra slots depending on how many colors are in your deck.
But when you're all spaghetti, you get to play a mono utility lands.
Yes. We have 6 wastes in the deck that can be searched up with things like Burner's Chart, Solemn, and Thematic Compass.
Mm-hmm.
But, for the most part, every land has a specific use.
Basically just utility.
Yes.
Just free roll. Your land base is more powerful than everybody else's.
And it's so cool. That is definitely one of the advantages you get from colorless. You get to have probably the most powerful land base at the table.
In the whole room, even.
Yeah, most likely. And the colorless decks do get that advantage. Sometimes, like, monocolor decks sometimes can get there too, but I think colorless even gets it more.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the best lands in the deck are soul lands, a term that BZ didn't even know. It's a land.
I feel like most people don't even know. Like this seems like an outdated term.
I've heard it many times.
Many times? When?
From watching legacy videos with Andrew Mangucci.
Well, that's like a Mangucci thing.
Mangucci. He says soul lands, and I assume that's a real term. A soul land is named after Soul Ring, which means it produces 2 mana.
So, like, Azorius Chancery is a soul land?
No, those are Karus.
They produce 2 mana.
Yeah, but they're a land that bounces land. That's 2 like colorless mana, I assume.
Ugh.
Because it's based on Soul Ring.
Mm-hmm.
So there's quite a few in the deck, and perhaps the best one, because this is just the best land in a lot of decks because it's so strong. Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, it's pretty good mana. Pretty good mana producer.
Sometimes you have 40 life, so you get to activate this thing 20 times before you're dead.
18 times before you're dead.
Oh,
I guess.
Yeah, technically you're right. Yeah, that's true. So you get to activate this thing
easily 10 times. Easily, I will easily activate 10 times.
Yeah, and not have to worry about it.
No,
especially because it's putting you far ahead.
It's basically like Phyrexian mana. You always pay the Phyrexian mana on stuff. It's two life for an extra mana.
Yep, it's absolutely insane. One of the best in the deck, and it just lets you get so far ahead, early by being like a turn 1 you have 2 mana, which can just let you excel so much, and every other turn after that you're always a mana ahead. It's kind of like a Soul Ring on a land. That's
Yeah,
why it's
pretty-
called a soul land.
Oh. What's next?
Couple-
Iavogan, Eldrazi Temple. They reduce your Eldrazi by 1 and 2, respectively.
Yep, essentially. Yep. Iavugan only counts for Eldrazi, but there's a lot of spaghetti in this deck. It's worth it.
Temple's either a waste or it's free Ancient Tomb. It's insane.
Yes. Oh, that's like all your lands. All your lands feel that way. It's either a waste or this ability.
Right,
It's a waste or it does this.
That's fair.
And a couple of other ones. We have Temple of the False God.
Which is okay.
Yeah. Temple of the This deck's not going to miss its land drops too often. There's a lot of lands. It's a heavy land deck, like 36, 35.
People are gonna like roll their eyes at that. 'Cause
I know.
We don't play that many lands. Our decks are just cheaper.
Yeah, I know.
It's a lot of lands.
It is. I feel like that is a lot of lands. It's plus it has like the free. So you're gonna get there. You're gonna hit those. And Temple of the Forsaken God, which is based on Temple of the False God. It's
That was Shrine to the Forsaken Gods, and it was based on
I think it's
nothing.
I think it's Temple. Let's see. It's right here. You're right. It is Shrine of the Forsaken Gods, but I'm also pretty sure this is based on Temple of the False Gods, as they are very.
Pretty sure it's just based on Eldrazi Temple.
Okay, maybe
It's just like the fair standard temple.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway,
Well-
it does not matter. Could not matter less for this deck.
Yep,
These are the decks. These are the lands that are making the most mana. You love it. We love it.
Yep.
Makes your commander cost basically 8 every game because
Yep.
you're gonna have one of these.
Yep. Plus, you're going to be accelerating. This deck excels.
This deck excels at acceleration. Next, we have lands that destroy other lands. We got Strip Mine. We got Wasteland, and we have underrated favorite Dust Bowl,
Ooh.
which is just an engine that turns your lands into strip mines.
I absolutely love Dust Bowl in this deck.
I mean, it's just starting to get cheaper than strip mine at this point, right? Strip mine is so expensive now.
Yes, Strip Mine is just like the best. This deck could even play more of these. We have these 3. These are the best 3, I think.
Yeah, after
for
this,
our
it's like
deck.
Tectonic Edge is good, and Ghost Quarter is bad. So
we cut
these are the best ones.
Yeah, we cut Ghost Quarter. Tectonic Edge. I even don't mind Encroaching Waste.
I do.
It's
It's
not
not poop.
It's not the best, but
4 mana?
oh my god, this is
Stop, I can't even believe you just said that.
such a
I'm embarrassed to do a podcast
Oh
with you.
my-
That's horrible. Let's talk about the cool utility lands.
All right. So how about Rogue's Passage? Now this does not come off as a strong utility land usually. It's
Some people like it.
it tests for 1 mana, but pay 4, tap it, and
This is what I want to pay for, not destroy non-basic.
Yeah.
And lose my land
terror creature becomes unblockable, or cannot be blocked, however they word it.
until end
nowadays.
of turn, I think.
Until end of
I don't
turn.
think it's permanent.
Yeah. So turns out your commander is a 2-shot,
2-shot.
and he already has evasion, but sometimes they have 2 creatures.
So if you have other lands, save this one to last. Because then you get to clock somebody and they're like, oh man, danger mode. But I have like 8 creatures. And then you play Rogue's Pass and you just go like, pfft, you're dead.
But there's also a Fire Streaker in the deck, so for the double strike 1-shot kills, your commander is one of your best ways of just killing somebody out of a game.
Oh yeah, I mean, it protects itself. How many commanders protect themselves?
Not many. Some do. Not many. The next land is Inventor's Fair.
Life gain, baby.
It's life gain. So when your Ancient Tube's killing you, it can get you back in it. You will almost always have 3 artifacts in the field turning this thing on.
How many other artifacts are in this deck? For reference.
How many other artifacts? 55, which is insanely
I think
high.
that is approximately 55% of the deck.
Yes. It is approximately 55% of the deck, to be exact.
I'm just good at math.
He's really good at math. So it's always going to be turned on. So let's read Inventor's Fair.
Sure. It doesn't have any mana cost, and it's a land. And at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have Metalcraft, you gain 1 life. And if you have Metalcraft, you can pay 4, tap, sack it, search for an artifact, and put it in your hand.
Yeah. It's a tutor. It lets you get some of your combos in this deck. And you have so many good artifacts in this deck that...
Yeah, 55.
Yeah. I don't know if there's 55 good artifacts. Because, I don't think you're going to get Darksteel Citadel.
Oh, I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
You're not going to sacrifice your land to make a land drop.
But Darksteel Citadel helps getting Metalcraft.
It does. Yep.
That's pretty self-explanatory. Let's move on to one of my favorite lands of all time. Endless Sands, baby. It's a land. You can pay 2 and tap it and exile a creature sort of under this. They get lost in the desert.
Let's be clear. It's a creature you control, or otherwise this card would be absolutely busted.
Yep. And it is a desert, which is helpful. And then you can pay 4 and tap and sack it to return all cards exiled with Endless Sands onto the battlefield.
Yes.
It protects your commander, which is like whatever. It protects the creatures in your deck, though, which is not whatever.
It helps you protect your big Eldrazi. That maybe they get targeted with a Path to Exile, put it onto there,
Like
hide it away.
you save like Ulamog the Infinite Gyro, and then end of turn you can still flash it in and then attack somebody again with it.
Yep.
How do you prepare for that? That's so annoying.
Yep, I agree. It's super annoying if you have to deal with it like that. Be careful when putting your commander into this.
Yeah, it's not exiled. You have to choose to exile it with Endless Sands, and then you can't go back and say, well, I want it in the command zone.
Yes, so if it gets strip mined while it's on the
Commander's
field,
dunzo.
yeah, there's no way in this deck to get it back, and I don't know.
There's only a few ways in Magic to get it back at that point, because you can't even replay Endless Sands.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it's a new object.
It's a new.
So good luck with that. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't put your commander into it unless you feel really confident or you're desperate.
That's fair. Now we're moving on to a new category. We like to call this one Ramp. You may have heard of this. It's a unique strategy in Commander where you try to put more lands in play and make more mana.
Yes, this deck in particular can play a lot of ramp because if you dump all your hand out on turn 4,
Yeah.
and you've played all your lands,
I have no cards in hand. Ooh, I get to draw 7.
yeah, you play your commander, you draw 7. So this deck can really afford to have a lot of extra ramp in it because you're going to be able to refill your hand quickly with your commander.
39 cards in here that accelerate?
39. Yes, that's counting soul lands.
Okay,
And-
I mean, that's still
yeah.
helpful to know.
Yeah, counting soul lands, counting like anything that accelerates mana in any way.
Good busted cards. We got Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Grid Monolith. You know how it is. Ken likes to go big.
Yep.
I would assume. I don't know him. I just assume that he likes to go big.
Yeah, you don't know him. Ken.
We've never met. Okay.
Let's go, babe.
This is a little controversial.
Okay, I'm calling it the gourmet bagel. We'll call it Joe's gourmet bagel.
Why don't we have a non-budget gourmet bagel and a budget gourmet bagel?
I don't care.
Because no one can... Okay.
It's gourmet.
This is gourmet.
People can't afford gourmet bagels all the time.
That's true. Nobody buys gourmet
Sometimes
bagels.
gourmet bagels are too expensive.
Sometimes you're poor and we hate you.
But today's gourmet bagel is... Oh, I love it so much. Lion's Eye Diamond. Now, this is an old school card. Lion's Eye Diamond is sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond, discard your hand, add 3 mana to your mana pool of any color, activate this ability as an instant.
Oh, you didn't mention its very restrictive mana cost.
0.
Oh, so it's Black Lotus, but you have to discard your hand.
Yeah, it is Black Lotus, but you have to discard your hand. And in this deck, that is not a disadvantage because you get
Turns
to
out,
redraw.
as long as the next spell you cast is Kozilek the Great Distortion, it does not matter that you discard
Yes.
your hand.
This is also a card you get to hold in your hand. Your opponent's be like, you're 6 mana off. Or
Yeah,
they'll be
you're-
like, you're 4 mana off. If you play a land, you're 3 mana off. Psh.
Even like, okay, you're 5 mana away from casting Kozilek. It's okay, well, I'll play Temple and this. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, exactly. Lion's Eye Diamond is so good in this deck.
It's expensive.
It is expensive. It is almost a $200 card. But I really do think it is the Gourmet Bagel. I really think that this is like one of the best cards in this deck.
That's good. I mean, it helps you cast it because the next time he dies, he costs 12 and then 14. So you really got to get up there in mana.
Yeah, and like when you draw your new 7, you're probably gonna get more ramp too because
Yeah, probably.
We-
That's 39 cards.
39% of your deck ramps you. So that's my favorite.
You know what? I think you sold me on it. Ken, go buy Lion's Eye Diamond or
Yes.
get one out of your trade binder if you have one in there.
He does not have.
I've never seen his trade binder, so I wouldn't know.
I
We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I talked to him. He does not have a Lion's Eye Diamond.
You message him on YouTube because we don't know him in person.
Yeah, I think he wants to put one in his deck at some point, but he just doesn't own one.
Helm of Awakening, the next one. 2 mana for an artifact. All spells cost 1 less to cast. This card is ridiculous. I think it should be seen play in a lot more commander decks. Anytime you're proactive and you have a lot of spells to cast, I think you want this.
This card is a good like storm card. I think it's underrated in a lot of ways. In that like people just don't look for this card. This card is $4, and I want to say
It's super cheap.
that is such an underpriced thing for something I think could be a staple in a lot of
I
decks.
think it'd be like, I picture this being like a $12 card.
If you have the right deck,
Like this one.
like this one, you really want a card like this. I mean, it is a global effect, so you have to be careful because sometimes your opponents can take advantage of it just as much as you. But
Not in this deck. Every single spell is colorless.
every single spell, there's no brainstorm that doesn't get discounted. Everything for sure, 100%.
Oh, actually, that's just a lie.
What?
Lion's Eye Diamond does not get
Oh,
reduced.
no. Yeah, neither does Mana Crypt.
Darn it. Well, we lied.
Yeah, we lied. They technically don't get reduced, but
This can lead to crazy stuff. This card's insane.
I'm pretty sure this is one of the cards that leads to turn 2 or 3 Kozilek.
I would pick it up if I were you. I would pick, like, even if you don't have anywhere to put it, I'd pick up like 2.
Okay.
Because you might want it.
If you want a slightly cheaper gourmet bagel, here
Sure,
it is.
we'll say this is the budget
This is the budget gourmet bagel.
Budget.
So we don't get to put on our Dijon cream cheese.
Right. It's
So-
kind of like, Wegmans, but it was really expensive.
Yeah, I mean, this card's really good, and it's budget.
Yeah, I shall read it.
It's budget as in it's $70.
Metalworker. 3 mana for a 1/2. Tap, reveal any number of artifacts from your hand, and you add wing ding to your mana pool for each card revealed this way.
Yes. Metalworker's insane.
It taps for like 6 mana.
It's funny to me how this is budget. This is the budget version.
If you're building a colorless deck, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, this card is super good. It has to be answered.
True.
There's 2 ways in the deck to give it haste between Hull the Bandit Lord and Lightning Greaves, so you can really get going quick.
Ooh, that's so good.
I didn't add it because I didn't want to go back and like re-edit, and we were really into it. But I think Swiftfoot Boot should be in this deck.
Maybe.
I think it legitimately should because of
It's a consideration. I don't know if I want that many redundancies, but it's cool.
I mean,
you want your commander to have haste, and you want this to have haste. And there's other creatures like Endbringer you really want to have haste.
Yep, exactly. Again, maybe you don't want it, but I think you might.
We hedged.
Yeah. So there are, like we said, 54 other artifacts, not counting Metalworker.
Yes.
So you're gonna have 2 or 3 artifacts in your hand at almost all times.
So let's move on to the removal category.
Jeez, you really we're done with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Also, wait, one note from me. Please, BZ, use the cool art from Magic Online. That is so much better than the robot
like,
shooting a
Teletubby robot.
Yeah.
Who's just got like.
Yeah, I hate that art. Don't use that art, please.
We'll see. It'll be.
You said wingdings, so people won't know what wingdings are if it says 2.
People know what wingdings are. It's literally one of the colors of Magic.
Wingding.
It's white, blue, black, red, green wingding. It's fundamental stuff. Let's talk about the removal. People say we spend too much time on non-deck tech stuff like that.
Do they?
Oh yeah, all the time. But I think more people enjoy our charm.
Did you wink?
Yeah. Did you wink?
Yeah, I did. We didn't even plan that.
That's so weird. Okay. One commonly played card that we don't like at all is Scour from Existence.
Yes, I agree.
It's too expensive. It's so expensive. I would never pay more than 4 mana to get rid of a permanent.
A single one.
I don't even like Vindicate.
There is something similar to Scour, which we'll get into, but it's better.
No, it's not even similar. This is good.
What
is the first card?
Removal is definitely hard in colorless overall.
Yeah. What we got?
So we got board wipes. It's surprisingly even colorless doesn't struggle too much with board wipes. It gets a couple good ones. Mm-hmm. You get the first one is All Is Dust, which is all players sacrifice all colored permanents.
What a downside for us. Plague Wind for 7.
Yeah, you have nothing to sacrifice, so it's obviously very insane.
Yeah, we don't need to go too crazy on reading these. Oblivion Stone can destroy all non-land permanents and save some of yours depending on how much mana you have. Ugin's insane. -X, exile all colored stuff.
Exactly. It's basically an All Is Dust. Also, Ugin's got some sweet. Also, he demands an answer afterward because even his lightning bolt could be annoying as hell.
That's true.
Like if he just keeps bolting, it's like I'll kill your small creature, kill your small creature. There's nothing on the board to pressure it usually because he usually answers everything.
That's true. If you get -4 and get rid of everything, that feels great.
Yeah, and then he just gets to keep going up.
What about spot removal? Because there really isn't that much, especially we're not playing Scour from Existence. What could we be playing?
So we have 3 spot removal spells. BZ.
Whew. If I built a Kozilek deck, which I was thinking about, I would 100% play this card.
I don't know if this card's good.
I think it's good.
I think it's worth testing, and it's cool. And let's talk about it. This is Transmogrifying Wand. I don't know how, because I've seen that word once. I managed to spell it right, and I'm not good at spelling.
You are terrible at spelling.
Yeah, I am. And I managed to spell it right on my first try. I'm like, oh, that's actually right.
So
I was waiting for the red underline to come under and tell me to fix it.
Yeah,
it did it.
Wow, big day for you.
I know.
Let's read this weird card.
It's on here.
It is 3 mana for an artifact. It enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it. And you can pay 1 mana and tap it and remove a charge counter from it. Destroy target creature, and they get a 2/4 Ox token. So it's super weird. But I'll tell you one thing. Rapid Hybridization is a really good card.
Yep.
And it sees a ton of play. And this is 3 of them. And you just got to pay a down payment of 3.
Yep.
It's Isochron Scepter imprinting Rapid Hybridization.
Yes. It's a cool card. It's weird.
I think it's sweet.
You can only do it 3 times.
How are you ever, in any universe, scared of a 2/4? When has a 2/4 ever done anything?
It's not. But if you have died to a 2/4, please tell us your story.
If you ever have died to an ox from Transmogrifying Wand, I want to know your story. Yes. I think there's a support group out there for you that we can help you with.
Well, speaking of 2/4s, duplicates.
What a segue. My God. 6-mana 2/4. Exile a thing when it enters, and it has the power and toughness of whatever you exiled. The creature.
This card's cool because it is 6-mana answer, which, obviously isn't that good, but it becomes a threat of its own depending on what you're answering.
Yeah, if you answer a 10/10, then you just get yourself an overpriced 10/10.
Yeah. If you answer,
but you also answered the 10/10.
If you answer a Worldspine Worm, you cleanly answered Worldspine Worm, and now you have a 15/15.
Actually, it's a lot like gaining control of it, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, similar. Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about it again.
Yeah, it's gone forever.
And it can be blinked and flickered. There's not too much of that.
And here's a card similar to Scour from Resistance,
but it actually does something.
Yes. Unstable Obelisk. 3 for an artifact. Tap it to add a colorless. Or pay 7 to tap it, sacrifice it, and destroy target permanent. This card does so much that you want.
This is like a... if everything else fails, you can crack your Obelisk.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mostly just a bad mana rock with a really good upside. Actually, it's a bad mana rock with a bad upside, but that makes a good card.
Yeah, and it makes a good card in a deck that is struggling to remove things.
Right, we're playing Transmogrifying Wand, okay?
Yes.
Even decks that play Rapid Hybridization don't really want to. They just don't have anything else to do.
Yes. They're usually mono blue decks. They're like, I can't answer any creature ever.
Ever. Wow. Are we really already on to the next category?
Basically a minute. All right.
As you know.
The game category.
As you know. The best defense is a good offense.
Yes.
The best way to win the game is to win the game.
This deck is aggressive for winning the game. It's
your commander, 2 shots him. You're playing your commander on turn 4. That's a turn 6 kill.
Yeah, Kozilek can be a little defensive, but you can't be planned defensive.
You can't pick somebody and end their life.
A lot of decks can be defensive with counter spells that can counter anything, but Kozilek can only counter what you have, and you can't really choose what you have.
The less players there are, the less spells you have to counter.
Yes, exactly. So Kozilek is going to kill a lot of players with combat damage. And
read this Joe Cherry's special for killing with combat damage.
What?
Read it.
The Fire Shrieker?
The Joe Cherry's special.
I really like Fire Shrieker in this deck because it makes him a one-shot kill. Fire Shrieker is 3 mana for an artifact or equipment. 3 mana for an equipment. That
Still
is
an artifact.
An artifact dash equipment. 3 mana for an artifact dash equipment. Pay 3, equip it. Equip creature has double strike.
That's even better than that. It's equip 2.
Oh, it's equip 2?
Oh, you busted. This card's broken.
Equip 2. Equip creature has double strike. It's a one-shot kill. Your commander already has evasion.
Problem is, this card just doesn't do anything. So it's high risk, high reward, I guess.
You have your commander a lot in this deck.
Medium risk, high reward.
The thing I really like about Fire Shrieker is that in a deck like this, you have a lot of huge, big threats. You have enough that you can constantly put this on, and
no, it's fine.
It's also no slouch when you're dealing 20 with your Ulamog either.
Wait, Ulamog? We haven't read any Ulamogs yet. Should we just skip and then read all the Ulamogs?
We have all the Titans that you can play.
Now you said that you wanted to speed read. Should we speed read these?
Go ahead. Do it. It's all you. This is you.
Okay. We have Ulamog the Infinite Jerry. He's 11 mana for a 10/10. When you cast him, destroy target permanent. He's got indestructible. He has Annihilator 4. When he goes to the graveyard, you shuffle your graveyard into your library. Then there's Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, which is 10 mana for a 10/10. When you cast him, exile 2 permanents. He's indestructible. Whenever he attacks, if any player exiles the top 20 cards of their library, Kozilek the Butcher of Truth is a 10 mana 12/12. When you cast him, you draw 4 cards. He has Annihilator 4. And then he has the same ability as Ulamog. When he goes to the graveyard, you shuffle your graveyard in. And then you have Emrakul the Promised End, which is 13 mana for a 13/13. Except it costs 1 less for each type in your graveyard. And then when you cast it, you gain control of somebody's turn. And then they get an extra turn after that. And it's got flying and protection from instants. And it's got trample.
Well done. Yes. These are all win cons in their own right. The one that's the least win con-y, I would say, is Emrakul, but he does destroy a player.
No, Emrakul is basically destroy target player. That card is so brutal. Oh my god. I like it the most out of these, honestly.
That's fair. It's also, I think one of the reasons that it's so much more likable is because it gets reduced in cost so much.
Oh, it's like 7 mana. It's 7 mana 13/13. That Mindslaver.
You do play tribal in this.
There are tribals. All's Dust is tribal.
Oh, this just is tribal. These Titans are all win cons. The Annihilator ones obviously are. I guess Ulamog's attacking for an exile in top 20 isn't really that devastating, but it can take away a lot of win
No,
counts.
it's pretty annoying.
It is definitely annoying, but it's a little...
So I think Emrakul's the best, and then Ceaseless Hunger and Kozilek are kind of tied. And I think Infinite Gyre is the worst one.
I think I would disagree in the way of like it depends. For win con, I think Gyre and like Butcher of Truth are like near each other.
I think Ceaseless is the worst
For a win con.
Okay, for beating somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess in the deck,
But I really like Ulamog because he exiles
exiling two things is a pretty big game.
Yeah. For win cons, the Annihilator is just insane.
Mm-hmm. And he stays in your graveyard, so you can get him back potentially.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Not that, I don't know if this deck can really recur him.
There's not a ton of ways.
We took out Artisan.
Maybe it is better to go back in your deck so you can tutor it.
That's true. Yeah, I like them going like.
They're all just insane. I mean, you guys know that Eldrazi turns out the Eldrazi are insane. But you know what else is insane? Making infinite mana, and there's a lot of ways to do it.
I've got 3 ways here.
You can read the first one, and then maybe I'll read the second one.
The first way: Basalt Monolith, Rings of Brighthearth.
You guys know we'll have Basalt Monolith on screen. Why don't you just read Rings of Brighthearth?
Rings of Brighthearth. Whenever you play an activated ability, if it isn't a mana ability, you may pay 2. If you do, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy.
Costs 3 mana. You don't copy the tapping of Basalt Monolith. You copy the untapping, and then you flip mana while the untap ability is on the stack.
Yep. So you just need 2 extra mana to put in, and then
so you pay 5 to get 6 over and over and over. Let's go over the second way, and then we'll talk about. I guess this one is this one kind of does it all for you.
Yep. This one does it all for you.
All right. We got Staff of Domination, which is 3 mana for an artifact. Pay 1, untap it. Pay 2, tap. You gain 1 life. Wow. Pay 3, tap, untap target creature. Pay 4, tap target creature. Pay 5, tap, draw a card. So this is obviously like once you have infinite mana, you draw your whole deck and you win the game.
Yep, it's a payoff. Also,
then we have you may have heard of this card. It's called Metalworker. It's a 3 mana 1/2, and you know what it does. So once you can reveal 3 artifacts, Staff only requires 4 to untap Metalworker.
I didn't even think
infinite mana.
I put the Teletubby on screen for this one.
Yeah, this one has the Teletubby. He's angry though.
What a weird card.
I mean, art was so weird back then. I don't even know if I need to analyze it. What is the last one?
We have.
It's mostly just 1 card.
Yeah, it's mostly Paradox Engine. 5 mana, legendary artifact. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanent you control.
This is no slouch. This is previous Gourmet Bagel.
Yes, it is. The way to go infinite with this one is to have like a lot of mana rocks and Erratic Portal.
Yep, Erratic Portal you can cast, like let's say Butcher of Truth or whatever.
Yeah,
and draw your whole deck.
It definitely has a potential in this deck. Getting 10 mana rocks happens in this deck.
Mm-hmm. So let's say you have infinite mana, but now you don't have any way to do anything. Well, you cast your whole hand. You have infinite mana. Kozilek, draw 7, and then you cast all 7 of them, unless they're lands. Cast everything that's not a land. Bounce Kozilek, and then just go through your deck that way, and then you'll find more ways to draw cards or ways to get rid of cards, and then you can just keep going.
And eventually you're going to hit your like Ulamog, so you can exile all non-land permanents.
And then it's just over.
Yeah.
No, exile all permanents.
Yeah. Oh, you get to exile
that you don't control. It's over.
And destroy all permanents, and then you're going to win. And
yeah, these will come up. There's not a ton of tutors. They'll come up naturally. You're just going to have like half of this combo, and then they'll come up, and you're just going to win the game.
Inventor's Fair will come up. Will help you with it a lot.
True. And Buried Ruin gets them back.
And you have an exposition map to get that. There is these.
Like I said, the lands.
And Kozilek, like he says, he draws a lot of cards. You're going to see a lot of cards in the game because of Kozilek. Staff of Domination is one of the best payoffs for all this mana, obviously.
True.
Another thing, we don't have like a Walking Blister or anything to pay it off because we don't think Walking Blister is good overall.
It's
as a
so
card.
bad. It doesn't have a mana cost, which is like not that big of a deal, but you can't counter spells with it. And then it's like a 10 mana 5/5.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
I'm not paying 10 mana to pick off utility creatures.
Yeah. So, price of additions.
Yeah, read this one with a straight face. Oh, do it.
$483.46.
Damn, we're good. Wow, we're good.
We had up to $1 million to work with, and we stayed under $500.
Wow, good for us. $336.16 of that $483.46 is merely Lion's Eye Diamond, Mox Opal, and Scroll Rack. Aside from that, what's left? Like 150?
120.
120? That's not that bad.
Yeah. Like a lot of the ads are cheap in this deck.
Let's talk about my favorite change is the mana cost. Average CMC beforehand was 4.90. What is it now?
Can we love you?
Move that bus. Move that bus.
Can we love you? Well, 5 mana per spell? Come on.
Ken, we love you because you're one of our fans who we've never met.
BZ's really going all in on that joke. We moved it all the way down to 3.58. I think this is the biggest change. 1.4 mana per card.
Every single spell that you will see now is 1.5 mana cheaper.
Yes. Every 2 spells you see
Saves
will
you
be 3 mana.
That's like, whew, that's awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait to lose to this deck when I play it when we randomly match on MTGO.
This deck had 32 total changes.
It's about normal for us. We usually are always between 20 and 35 changes.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever even done less than 25.
One of the main things we did here is we cut down on the really, like, the high-end stuff.
The winning the game. You don't need that much.
The extra, like...
Kozilek's going to win the game.
The extra...
You're going to get it done.
The artisan of Kozilek. I don't know why I said so.
Yeah. Platinum Empyrean. Kind of those things.
Okay, let's talk about... We always talk... Platinum Empyrean is one of my least favorite trap cards with Platinum Angel.
Yeah, there are pet peeves.
I don't like those cards at all. And BZ really... And another card that was removed was Blightsteel Colossus. That card is... So... I like BZ's example. You attack somebody. They have a 2 defense. They block.
2 toughness creature.
They have now 9 infect. It's now answered. You have now dealt no damage to that player.
You've accomplished nothing.
Yes.
You spent 12 mana and a combat step to do nothing.
You made a player dead to proliferate, which isn't played often.
Yeah, not really. I mean, and I definitely wouldn't play in this deck just to enable that weird scenario.
That is definitely a weird scenario. All right.
What kind of lands did we not play?
We cut lands that need to like work together to
cut the Tron lands. We're sorry, Ken. I cut the Cloud Post, Glimmer Post. We cut City of Traders, and we cut your least favorite land of all time, Scorched Ruins.
Oh, absolutely cannot stand this.
It's just so risky. It's just too risky for me.
The thing is, you go in. Scorched Ruins comes in. You sacrifice 2 untapped lands, so you didn't even get to use those this turn. And then it makes 4 mana, which seems cool. And you get it, but it might be a one-time use. And if you get Strip Mined, you are now 3 for 1 every single time.
Brutal.
And I absolutely do not want to put myself in the situation where I'm going to get 3 for 1 every time. It's probably the reason I will most definitely not play a Voltron deck. I don't want to get 10 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Voltron deck. It's fun.
Usually but you have one that's built not to get 10 for 1.
That's true. Well, I have 2. Either of them, they're fun to play. Anyway, we're not talking about me. We're talking about Ken. Cut Planar Bridge. We cut It That Betrays, and we cut Void Winnower. Those are very common top ends that we cut. And I think of those 3, It That Betrays is the best, but I don't think this deck has enough sacrifice themes.
Yep, I agree.
I like It That Betrays in like colored decks, where you can make them sacrifice stuff.
Yep.
Like Dictate of Erebos and It That Betrays. Whew!
Yeah, Dictate of Erebos, a sack outlet in like a bunch of tokens. It's really good. We cut both Karns.
Big Karn, Little Karn.
Big Karn, Little Karn. Big Karn's just basically worse Obelisk. 7 mana.
No, he's like worse than Scour from Existence too.
Yeah.
No,
he's better than
he's
Scour.
A 7 mana sorcery that gains you 3 life.
Yeah, I don't like it.
He's cool though, but
he's
not what we're looking for.
And my favorite adds, Scrap Trawler. This gives you some resistance to board wipes. Like, your deck tends to be extremely weak.
Vandal Blast is really good.
To Vandal Blast, which is exactly the card I was going to say. It's extremely weak to Vandal Blast, seeing as over half of your deck
55 is artifacts.
54, because one's indestructible.
One of them is indestructible.
So, it gives you some resistance to that.
I mean, when your whole board dies, now if you have a graveyard, they start coming back.
So, another card, Chora's Familiar,
it's adorable. Cutest card in the deck, probably.
Yeah, it makes so many of your cards cost less. You have a lot. All your Titans, all your artifacts cost 1 less.
There's like probably 10 cards in this deck that don't cost 1 less because of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's because the lands obviously aren't affected.
And Foundry Inspector is very similar. And then I love Endbringer so much. It's so good. You don't tap during everyone's turn. You can brick attackers. You can brick blockers, which is really good when your commander has menace. And you just draw cards. Let's say you have like 10 mana and you just pass and you spend the turn to draw 4 cards.
Yep.
That's cool too.
Yeah, it's strong. You know what? There was another card I was thinking that could be added. We didn't add it, and I think I'll find not adding it.
What?
But KCI.
No, I see. I was fiddling with KCI and my Kozilek deck, and there's a lot to work around. I don't think I really like it too much.
Okay, that's fair.
It can be anemic sometimes.
It's
Because then
just-
you sacrifice your artifacts. Now you can't cast Kozilek next time.
I saw Scrap Trawler and I thought KCI in my head. I'm like, maybe it works.
Well, this deck does have Mox Opal.
And it does.
Oh, watch out, everybody!
Woo!
This concludes possibly one of our favorite tune-ups yet.
Yeah.
Tied for our 14th favorite tune-up.
It's time for our first favorite.
Oh yeah, with 13 others.
He doesn't know how to do this.
We love everyone equally, and we had a lot of fun brewing this deck.
Yes, it
So,
was a ton of fun.
Closing thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, which everyone did, there's no reason to dislike it. Everyone enjoyed it. Hit us with a like. Find people you know who don't like it and tell them to like it anyway. Subscribe. You can support us on Patreon, which we highly encourage so we can make better content. And if you want to submit a deck, all you got to do is go to the description, which just so happens to be below this video, and then leave a link to your tapped out deck.
And why don't you, if you enjoy us enough, you can head over to Twitter. We're trying to send out tweets daily. We're trying to make our Twitter more active.
Right.
We're trying-
We used to be like... well, we were like moms on Twitter. We didn't know what we were doing.
I'm
But we've got an actual account now.
I'm kind of learning. I'm learning Twitter.
We Googled how does Twitter work.
But
We're past that
I'm
now.
tweetsin'.
Tweetsin'.
Yeah, tweetsin'. Send out tweetsin'.
What?
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's what they say. That's what the kids are saying.
Nope. Anyway, this has been Commander Tune-Ups 14, and we will see you in the next video.
Send help. We still don't have a send off.